How did it go again? Do you want
Wannakiki, do you Wannakiki, do something like that. Do you Wannakiki? Are we doing it? Should we start all over? I think I messed up.
I think we're fine. I think we're getting it.
Okay, I think it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, that's enough.
Do you Wannakiki? Do you want to?
Do you Wannakiki? Do you Wannakiki? Cult Wannakiki, cult Wannakiki, cult Wannakiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult Wannakiki, cult Wannakiki, cult. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way enough. Hey, Hillary, I was wondering though, have you ever explained to your viewer where that came from?
No, maybe, but I think you, because it came from your crazy mind.
It did. So the first time I heard y'all do this the first time y'all did the review, and I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. That brought back memories. So we had this idea. It actually was Cherry Pie's partner, Alex, who helps out with production a lot of times. He had this idea for the camper reveal video. And you all, remember y'all had like black robes and you were around the campfire. And it was
Yes.
going to start with Betty, Cherry, and Ruthie, like with bongos, you know, dum, 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 dum,
Yeah.
dum. And then y'all had tiki torches and
Yeah.
bong.
It was.
And then one by one you were going to reveal, and then it was going to go into this green screen that we had filmed separate with y'all like dancing around. It was going to be like, you know what? We had big dreams, and then we saw the footage, and we were like, this is garbage.
I thought it was going to look like Dragula, and it looked more like Proud Boys and Trash Bags. So,
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Well, what are we here for? We're here to celebrate the finale of Camp Wannakiki Season 6. Yay!
We did it. We got to the end.
And I have my fabulous co-host from Squirrel Talk podcasts, Selena Vyle, stepping in for Clinica, who is unfortunately available. But send all the love to Clinica.
Don't they look just like them?
And
Just.
of course, we have to. I mean, the elephant is in the room herself. One of the sugar bakers. I'm not sure if she's the prettiest one, but I mean, she is here. It's the one and only Betty Sugar Baker.
Yay!
It is me. I'm on TV.
I can't believe we actually got you here. Are you enjoying everything? Did you get everything in your rider provided for?
I did. I have my ukulele here.
Yes, that was part of it. Red jelly bean ukulele.
Yeah.
You know,
a trip to Canada. You know,
finally got that back from Ripem.
Healthcare. Oh yes. So what? I mean, that's the thing. I'm the first Canadian contestant. You actually had another Canadian contestant. That was amazing. I'm so.
Hillary didn't sour you off of Canadians. You decided to try it again.
I'm surprised Hillary's performance didn't scare all the Canadians away from applying.
That's why I haven't applied yet.
I would love to have more Canadians because, you know, they're kooky.
We are
weirdos.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have you here. Are you excited that the season is finally over?
Yes. I'm very excited it's over. It's so good to see you. I would say it's been a while, but I just saw you in Denver.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you, Selena.
Hello, it's lovely to meet you. Thank you for stepping in when we couldn't get Cherry or Ranger Danger or Ruthie. So
or Bailey, who does the camera work, or you were like kind of high on the list, but
I was available.
You were available.
Yeah.
Should we get into this thing? We have to get through episode 9 first before we get to the finale. And episode 9 is such a great episode. It talks about one of the most important drag story time, which is, I mean, we're integrating ourselves with children and bringing the love of gender exploration into that world and fun and camp. And it's so under attack by people always. It was so good that you did an episode on that, Betty.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, we knew as we were planning this season, this just kind of blew up, and it was one of those things that we had we have a list of ideas that we just keep adding to. Oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. So that had been on the list for a while. It just wasn't something that we actually got around to planning. But as we were planning this season, it became so apparent that these attacks on Drag Story Hour, all these book bans, we're like, this is crazy. And it's an election year, so it's going to get a little crazy. And we're like, we have to do it this time. And I'm so glad we did, because we got 4 phenomenal stories. And we had Angeria Paris Van Michaels from RuPaul's All Stars, the winner. She reached out to us and asked if she could be part of the show, because we had met at DragCon a few years ago, and she's the sweetest. And we're originally from Atlanta, so we have that in common, because she was from Atlanta. And
horrible, my goodness.
She reached out to us and then did this video before we even knew she was on All Stars. So she took the time out to do that. So kudos to her. Thanks to her so much, because it is such an important topic. And it's so current with what's going on right now. And it's so ridiculous. Can we be honest? It's ridiculous. People are upset about Drag Story Hour. Give me a break.
It's it's one of the most filled with love and light and happiness things that it really is disappointing. That
I always say it at my drag brunch whenever I see parents there with children, or I always say it at a story time whenever I'm doing that I didn't have that when I was a kid. And this is why it exists, is for the queer children. We're not to make them queer. We're not trying to make anybody anything they're not. We're trying to teach the kids who are already queer that it's okay that they are who they are. And we're trying to teach the kids who aren't queer to be tolerant of people who are queer.
Yeah.
So we're just opening
exposure. They get to see somebody dressed up in, a wig and silliness, and then they learn not to hate it, and all these adults who react so poorly to us for no reason. It doesn't make any sense.
And I think people aren't even thinking about it. They just latch on to whatever if they're watching Fox News, they're latching on to what's on there. If they're watching, liberal news, they're latching on to that. People just latch on. A lot of people just don't like to think. And so if someone's like, oh, this seems horrible. Oh my God, it does sound horrible. But then you think about it, and I explain to people, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Totally.
Nobody's offended by Mrs. Doubtfire, And I was talking to somebody who actually came to one of our drag shows at the Hamburger Mary's in Milwaukee and was saying, I love you guys, but I just don't think it should be with children. And I'm like, why do you feel the need to come up and tell me that?
Right.
Keep that opinion to yourself, number one. But number two, I went on to tell this person, I was like, have you seen Mrs. Doubtfire? Oh yeah, I love Robin Williams. Like, that's fucking Drag Story Hour. That's what his character is doing, is reading stories to children in drag.
I mean, by the end of the film, Mrs. Doubtfire is Drag Story Time. So
yes.
All right, let's get into these stories.
Anyway.
Lulu Crystals told the story of the flat zone and ironing things, and I just thought it was so great. And her look was so creative, just like that expanding rainbow. Loved it so much.
And she made that. Yeah. That's the impressive thing. She made that accordion thing, and it was perfect. It was everything in place. I mean, I said it on the show, I didn't like the wig because I just felt like it could have been flat.
I agree. But I mean, I think she could have even used that wig as a base for something else to stick to it. It was a good base, but it could have been amped up further with something.
Oh my God, what if it was flattened and then she had a little tube that she could pump it up and then it pumped up?
That's so true. I mean, there's so many ways.
I love fifth quarter quarterbacking with these looks. That's a sport. That's a sport. We play football.
Huh?
For the games.
Selena, do you have any thoughts on the Lulu?
Yes, I definitely knew we were going to be reviewing episode 9 right now.
Yeah.
So I definitely remember what happened on episode 9. And I want to say Lulu's story was poignant and captivating and very funny. And the look was amazing.
Never mind. Moving on. So Nutella Fitzgerald was up next, and she was Penelope Pencil with Sadie, and she dressed as the magical Penelope Pencil and really brought that to life. Also, oh my god, 2 pencil looks in one season.
I was going to say that's a second look this season.
2 pencil looks. But I loved this. I thought she knocked it out of the park, and the story was just, it had such a strong message, and it was delivered so clearly. It was really, really good.
It really was. And it was personal, which is always nice to take a personal. I mean, everybody's story had a personal element to them, when you listen to the discussion. But, struggling with dyslexia and then having to write a story, which is about, words and stuff. I mean, it was just sort of, it tied in on so many levels and was really, really cleverly written. All the stories were great.
Oh, yeah.
I loved all the stories. I know we had a little, we'll get to, well.
No, I
all the
totally
stories
thought
were great.
it was difficult, because you really have to, be judgy with, they're all really good stories, but you got to be like, okay, well, how do we even decide?
I really nitpick. I personally found her story to be captivating and poignant, and
okay, thank you, Selena. Moving on. So Patty Beret was Queen Patty Pom Pom Beret, the horrible, just the mean girl on campus, and it was so funny. Also, Patty,
autobiographical,
so biographical, true to life. And Patty is just such a good performer. She just performed the heck out of that thing. It was so entertaining, very good, very good. I mean, she was a close second to me. Really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. If we gave second place on that category, Patty probably would have got it, because it was funny. It also had a good moral to the story. It had a point, which is always important with children's stories. Usually, you want to have a message at the end, but it was just funny and campy, and Patty Pam Pam Puri Pity Patter, whatever her name was, in middle management, because she's a bitch.
I mean, that was the best line. That was the best line at the end, where it was like, and now she works in middle management. Yeah. That was, I mean, kind of my career.
And poignant, and the look was amazing.
Yes. And then Hanna-Barbera as the black sheep. I mean, the look was phenomenal. Hannah's stuff is just incredible. The black sheep reveals into a rainbow sheep. The story, admittedly, yeah, it was a bit confusing, but it was so Hanna-Barbera, where it's just like adorable, adorably confusing.
Yeah, I mean, the story just needed a little editing. It did flow, and it did make sense if you're reading, but if you're reading it to, if you're reading it to a kid, you want to make it a little bit easier to get from point A to point B when you're telling the story. But the story itself was really good, like all the others. I mean, that was just the minor critique on Hannah's, was that just needed to be finagled a little bit. Maybe if she had an extra 15 minutes to write, she could have got perfect.
I thought the story was captivating and poignant, and the look was amazing.
Thank you so much, Selena. Anyways, that episode, unfortunately, we do lose Hanna-Barbera, which was so sad. Again, to see Hannah go home, but we got our top 3.
And it was good.
But I will say this:
we got to have Hannah back, so we got to see more from her, which was really, I'm really happy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
say I love the story arc of Hannah in this season, because she went out kind of early, episode 4, episode 4, the artsy fartsy, and then came back a few episodes later, and then had a pretty good run for a couple of episodes. So it's good, and of course they're all there every day, and they're showing off their looks, even the hikers. So we saw what she was bringing every day, and we're like, oh, this is, if she comes back, then she's going to be. And the other campers saw too. So when they brought her back, knowing that she was a threat, kudos to those 4 campers. And I had said, if you watch the Rec Room on YouTube, you'll see me, addressing the campers after their deliberation. I was like, you guys, was so proud of them to bring Hannah back, because they could have been strategic with it,
Yeah.
So good job, Hannah. Hannah's great. I love Hannah.
Yeah, not to throw anyone under the bus, but Hannah was very consistently delivering, and So sad, but that's okay. She got her due, which leads us to episode 10, the finale. Woo! Now, this is the top 3 moment, and we have our top 3, Lulu Christos, Nutella Fitzgerald, and Patty Beret, and you took them on a field trip. I was so excited. So excited.
Yes. No cows this time.
So we had cows in season 4 and horses in season 6. So it's going to be pigs next, I think. Pretty sure. And I think they're going to have to be making bacon or something.
Yeah. Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon with Canadian pigs.
Yeah, call me up and just I'll be the Canadian bacon fan.
No, it was so fun to go to that horse ranch, y'all. I just want to say a little word about Trident Farm, because you'll notice on the episode that they had trans-colored obstacles and rainbow obstacles, and they had the flags up. They are a very queer-friendly place. In fact, one of our queens in Milwaukee, at our Hamburger Mary's in Milwaukee, works there. That's like their day job. And so they, Cass Marie, shout out to Cass, hi girl. She actually mentioned that to us while we were planning season 5, but we had already had everything in the works and we already had it all mapped out. We're like, oh, that would be really fun, but I don't want to change anything now. And so we kept that in our back pocket for season 6. And what a cute little episode that was.
It really was. I mean, so fun. You had the girls running around on hobby horses. I was worried for a second, but that was a good gag. And then you actually put them on the horses. Just watching them get to go around the obstacle course. And I remember, because I also got given a cow, essentially, a couple cows. And my animals have all kinds of different temperaments. And I don't know if it's just what you like to do, Betty, but you always give the blonde pretty one the animal that shits all over the place.
That needs to poop, yes. we inspect them before and make sure we inspect their bladders, and we're going to give it to the prettiest, blondest one.
It was wild to see that happen. Just, oh my goodness.
Maybe the cows and the horses were bullied by the pretty blonde girl in high school.
That tracks, probably.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I didn't even notice the horse was pooping when Patty was trying to get it to move until literally like the second pass on the edits, when we were, Bailey does the edits and she'll send it to us and we'll make notes and stuff and send it back. And they're like, oh my god, Cherry noticed it. It's like, that horse is pooping. And so we were like, oh, we need to add some like sound effects in case people miss it.
Yeah,
because people need to know there is poop on Camp Wannakiki.
There's a lot of poop on Camp Wannakiki.
There was a lot this season.
Yeah,
so much.
People got the memo. I want to say one other thing about the hobby horsing, if I may, because Cherry and I saw that on TV or a YouTube video or something, hobby horsing. Like, that's a real thing. People get very serious about it. And you should Google it. You should look it up. It's so fun to watch because it's ridiculous. It's people, they're dressed up and they're prancing on these little toy horses. And we're like, we have to do that. And we actually, one of the little toy horses is actually a recurring star on Camp Wannakiki because it was the little horsey that was attached in season 2 hoedown obstacle course. We stuck a horse on a scooter and they had to like go between the cones and stuff. Go back and look it up.
Oh my goodness, recurring star.
Yeah. So Bebop is not the first one to get a recurring.
Oh, well, I just loved the field trip. I mean, I remember our field. We got 2. We got to do stand-up comedy, and we got I got to go to the cow farm. Oh, it was so wild. Going on a field trip at Camp Wannakiki is like nothing else. It was so fun.
It is nice, but it's a lot of work on the production end because if people aren't familiar, we literally do film an episode a day. So it's not like we have a day to do the daily activity, and then the next day we do the talent show. That would be
No,
lovely. But no, we have to get
I
back.
felt so luxurious. Just like, wow, they're really pulling out the stops. So I was so happy when you did the field trip for them there. It was so good.
I love it. Thanks, Trident Farm.
Yes, Trident Farm. All right, it's time to get into the finale looks.
Ooh.
And we've got everybody back. So let's do everyone one at a time. And of course, while we go through these looks, let's just talk about the amps of camp are done. We're not doing that anymore. We're at the end. We're all about love and praise, which is really what the show is supposed to be about anyway. The amps are just stupid. To teach you how to not care about that stuff.
Take it with a grain of salt. Hillary, I want to give you 10 amps of camp for your finale look today.
Oh, thank you.
With the crown and the pink.
Thank you. I look very pretty.
Very collars and tiaras.
Let's start with the breakout star of the season, Bebop, the green sex doll. Woo!
Oh my god.
Where did this thing come from? Like, she was everywhere. Started with Unique New York's look, getting beat up as Elphaba.
So it's not our first sex doll on the set of Camp Wannakiki, because Ruthie had some I forgot what other episode. I don't have it in my notes. But so yeah, Unique had Bebop in the sing-along episode. Bebop was her Elphaba to her broom, which was also a phenomenal look. There were some episodes, y'all, that I wish we could have had a top 5, because this season was something else. But that was a stellar look. And so she was beating up on Bebop. And then a couple episodes later, we're doing the water sports. And we had all these inflatables, and we were like, where's Bebop? Let's put Bebop in with the inflatables. So there was Bebop again. And then when the Survivor came along, Unique brought Bebop back. And then, oh my god, the murder mystery. I did not even know Hannah was going to be doing Bebop until she showed up. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So Bebop is the scene stealer of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scene Stealer of the Season award. And also, I have asked every previous guest host for this year to give us their choice of pick. So I believe that somebody has chosen Bebop as their pick. Would you like to reveal? Oh.
I think Bebop is the breakout star of season 6. I've said it.
Congratulations.
Said it.
Bebop, you're Betty's pick. Woo! Congratulations, Bebop. I'm sure you care. Anyways, moving on to Amber Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. This look that she comes out in, I mean, it's just classic Amber. It's what I expected. She's gorgeous. She is easily the prettiest person in the season. Not even fair.
Beautiful. Oh my god. And so curvaceous and lovely in every way. I thought this look was perfect for her, because if you don't have the context of the story, you're like, okay, it's a very pretty dress. It's very pretty. But with the context of she's the discount bargain doll, and she looks like a Barbie. She looks like a beautiful Barbie. So kudos. That was cute. And she had a little sign that said half off. Because she's a cheap bitch too.
Cheap bitch. And she also caused so much drama, I heard, this season behind the scenes. So it's so funny, because when I first met her, we immediately didn't get along, because I gave her 8 amps of camp and she had a big problem with it, and she gave me a piece of her mind. And then the next day,
good. 8 out of 10.
Exactly. The next day, she came back and was like, I'm an idiot. I'm just very emotional and I'm crazy. And girl, I get that. I totally understand that. She wears her heart on her sleeve.
She does.
And I really love her. And I just want to throw some love out to this one, because she is our first out of the season, but she's so gorgeous. So I am awarding you, Amber, the prettiest bitch award and also the pettiest bitch award.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah. I will say that all the drama, no campers were harmed in the drama caused by Amber this season.
Good to know. I was worried.
It's all because she, like you said, she wears her heart on her sleeves and she cares too much. She put a lot into this season. And people, Hillary, you are in a pressure cooker with all these people and you're there every day. Even if you're the first person to take a hike, you're still there every day and you're presenting your looks every day. And it's fun. It's 90% fun, but it's stressful. But I will say every time Amber had her feels, it's great, especially when the cameras were running, because we're not about the drama,
the face cracks. Amber gave us some of the bitchiest, cuntiest, like, face crack moments, like walking off the stage and coming back, and she just feels that feel, and I appreciate that. Congratulations.
But if she ruffles feathers, she'll always come back after her and be like, okay, let's go. I said when we sent her hiking that I picked her up from the airport when she came to camp, and then we had to wait 2 hours before Ripem came. And so I took her to Culver's. Have you ever been to a Culver's?
Never heard of it.
Culver's. Oh, you got it. When you get into Wisconsin, you got to go to Culver's. It's like, it's fast food, but they also have like custard, like frozen custard. So it's like a dairy kind of. Anyway, so we sat at Culver's for an hour and waited for Ripem.
Ooh, sounds very Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, don't you know? Don't you know?
Anyways, moving on to Martina Brookshire. Coming out in classic Martina Brookshire, ugly sequin, glamour, grandma. She's so gorgeous. I love this.
That shade of green is a choice, I'm going to say.
Yes, it's a choice.
And pairing it with that orange and that pink, that's also,
Choices were made. But it's so glampy, though. It's so glampy. And it's very Vegas, and it's very Martina. It's with the feathers. She looks like a little showgirl.
Yeah,
absolutely. Giving us showgirl grandma of the season. She's just amazing. I'm so glad that she was part of the season and really gave us some really, all over the place, really creative stuff.
I will say the thing about Martina is her voiceovers, because they're always just a hint of ridiculous in them.
Yes.
And like this one, she's talking about a vajazzle, and what is, that she's smoking when she's writing these. She is. And I'm not talking about cigarettes.
Is that legal in Wisconsin?
Listen, she's from Vegas, so she was writing them in Vegas.
Of course.
I will also say with Martina, because when she had to take a hike, when it was the episode when she did her elephant look.
Yes.
And I on camera I said I would donate to the elephants, and I did, and I want to tell everybody that there's a sanctuary in Tennessee that takes they take elephants from like the circus and that are used for entertainment, and it's a sanctuary, but it's not open to the public. It's not one of these crazy Tiger King type things. It literally is a sanctuary for the elephants, and they have webcams where you can watch them, but it's not like a zoo or anything. So I think it's called the Tennessee Elephant. I don't know what it is, but if you look up Tennessee Elephant Sanctuary, you'll find it. And we did we also did a fundraiser. Martina did, and so we raised some money for the elephants.
Yes, awesome. Congratulations, elephants! Yeah. My goodness,
well, it's so important. Let's treat our animals with love and respect. Let's not.
Yes. Our animals, just like Martina Brookshire, treat her with respect.
Yes.
I would like to give Martina 2 awards. She is going to be winning the Parental Unit of the Season award, because everyone calls her mom, everyone calls her grandma, from what I can see, and she really has that energy. I think you can always go to her for that kind of like hard talk or love. So congratulations. And also, it was a hard fought race between Patty Beret and Martina Brookshire. But I do believe that Martina does pull ahead and wins the Villain of the Season award.
Villain!
Because of Nailgate and that evil cackle of hers.
She tried to set Patty up on Nailgate.
Exactly. I don't believe it, Martina. You tried to set the whole game up with that nail on the stage. I know you did. Villain.
Deflection.
Up next we have Ivana Pizza, coming out as Glamorous Pizza. Oh, love it. Love it. From the start to the finish, we got disco pizza to glam pizza.
Yeah, I mean, this was the glow up version of the signature campy look in episode 1.
Yeah.
Which was also very campy and cute, but it was a little more artsy craftsy. And this was the glamorous but super campy glow up of she's a pizza, a sparkly sequin pizza. I love it. So stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really get pizza from this look.
Yeah.
It was a struggle for me to see it.
What did you get?
I don't know. I think it's a beautiful gown, but one other thing I'm not a fan of is thin white fabric. I don't like a single thin white fabric. So
right.
That to me made it.
What were those big red things on her dress?
Pepperoni?
I think pepperoni, probably.
No, I know it's pizza.
I think so.
That's right.
But I wouldn't have thought pepperoni until I knew it was a pizza.
Fair.
Gotcha.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's not in your face.
It's a legitimate critique. But you know, Ivana Pizza brought something really special to this season.
She did.
Ivana's style of drag, it's very, like you would say arts and crafts, it's very like putting 7,000 sheets of construction paper on your face, taking used items and stitching them together. It's so unique. I just loved it.
I love her style. I love her headpieces.
Yeah.
I love it. She's a bearded queen. Shout out to the bearded queens.
And the beard.
Yeah.
I do think we need to come up with another term, but besides arts and crafts, because you're right. It's not arts and craftsy.
Yeah.
But it's definitely has a even if you say homemade, that's sometimes a bad connotation. But it's crafted. It's art. It's I don't know. We'll workshop that. By the time we have our next season, we'll come up with a better term than arts and craftsy, because it's not.
It is a skill to take something and then turn it into take something like scraps and turn them into something incredibly beautiful, which she does very well.
Absolutely,
yes.
It was so important. So like, where else would you see that kind of thing but Camp Wannakiki? Do you know what I mean? Like it was so Camp Wannakiki. Like and that is why I am giving Ivana Pizza the mug of the season. Hard fought because there was lots of beautiful queens, but like Ivana Pizza's face is Camp Wannakiki. Like it was so out there, so not what you would think of doing. Like so unique. I just love it so much.
And she changed it up too. She changed it up with each look, so it always matched. And she had like the big lashes, and the beard was always like a different color, and shit was in the beard, and
painting with the beard, using the beard as a wig. I don't know. And also, Ivana, congratulations. You are Opal Essence's pick.
Ooh.
Yes. So moving on, we have Unique New York. Oh wow!
Wait, give me a second. I have to blot.
Oh, you have to pee. Okay.
I'm schwitzing.
We're back.
Okay. Oh, are we back?
Already? You didn't give her a moment.
Okay. Next, we have Unique New York. My goodness! Wow. Yeah. This is amazing. It's a glamorous rose look. This is an amazing, because Unique tended to kind of come up with her stuff as she was going. But this is like a look. Like, it's glamorous. It's got the rosebud on the back. It's so campy. I just love this.
Mhm.
And then when she turns around and it opens up with the "Don't look at my ass" on the
Yeah.
back, I was like, she knows how to. She can do such a great look, and then add that just right amount of stupid to make it
Yeah.
hilarious. She's probably is the funniest camper of the season. Like, just in the day to day, you know, as we're hanging out between takes and between activities, was always the life of the party. Always funny. Always, you know,
Seriously.
making people laugh. It was great.
Even on screen, made me laugh so much during this season. I'm such a huge fan. I love this look. I just wish the headpiece was bigger. I wanted more rose.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But otherwise,
that's what we call amping up the camp.
Yeah.
Needs to amp it up.
It's the ampage, but for what it was, I think is gorgeous. You know, going and doing these competitions, I understand how limited suitcase space is sometimes.
Yeah. Well, my only critique was that she said I had swamp ass. And to my defense, it was really hot that day, okay?
I believe you.
hot.
Listen, I have swamp ass right now when I'm in my apartment, so I get it.
I have nothing like that going on. What do you mean? I'm a woman. My swamp ass smells like roses.
Oh, I bet it does. I bet that coffee smells great too.
It's not coffee.
Oh!
Speaking of, you can get your Hillary Yaas mug at campwannakiki.com.
Ding!
Yeah, and for the viewers out there, we're filming this at 9 a.m. and she's already drinking.
I'm drunk. I would like to give Unique the Christian Chenoweth Most Popular Award. Get it? Christian Chenoweth Wicked. Ha ha ha. But she is
I got it.
She is by far the most popular queen from what I can tell. People just seem to love her. And even more so, she is so popular that she has Avery Goodname, Flapjack, and Clinica Deprecious' pick. 3 picks! Congratulations, Unique. Everyone freaking loves you. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh my God. We saw her compete in the Miss National Comedy Queen pageant last year in Orlando and thought she was so funny. Was talking to her afterwards, like, you got to apply for Camp Wannakiki.
And
so I'm glad she did.
And she did exactly as best as you can hope. You landed straight in the middle. That was great.
But you make a mark. Here's the thing. Someone very wise said that you have a 90% chance to lose.
Oh, I think that was me. I think that was me.
Oh, was that you? Okay, well, someone said one time you have a 90%. And it's true, you know. It's like it, and you make the most of it.
Yeah.
And even though you go home and you take a hike on a look that is great and might have done well in another season, it's a comparative thing. So, you know, Unique made a mark. People will remember her.
Absolutely.
And everything she showed was great. Everything that she showed on the show was fantastic.
And why did you eliminate her? I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
You'll have to watch to find out.
Exactly. Ooh. You have to watch to find out. But, you know, as they say, sometimes those like justice for, you know, Unique campaigns or justice for someone who's got eliminated is even more powerful than winning the whole season.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, yeah.
You really do. I mean, I fell in love with Unique. She's so brilliant. Did she win? Oh, well, no, but who cares? Like, there's 10 brilliant people that could win. So,
yeah,
it's not a big deal. Moving on, we've got my fave of the season. We got Ripem.
Hey, Ripem is your pick.
Yes, Ripem will be getting Hillary Yaas's pick. I'm not biased at all. Ripem is the second Canadian to compete on Camp Wannakiki, and I am so proud of them. This look that they come out in is just quintessential Ripem, and it's just exactly what you would expect from Ripem to present. Like, it's just good, fun, a little sexy, a little campy. I just love it. Androgynous, like, I love it.
I love this hair on Ripem.
Yeah.
I've never seen them in short hair like that. It's so cool. Yeah. They look great in it.
The thing that's great about Ripem is all season, they really showed that you don't have to have a huge budget to make really good looks. The thing with Ripem that's great is that everything they brought was really thrifty. And they really know how to make a dollar. They say dollars up there, right? They don't say dollars. I don't know.
Yeah,
Loonies. They can stretch a loony and a toonie.
Oh, for sure. They really can.
Well,
and that is why I am giving Ripem the Low Budget Award for making that dollar go far. I mean, they really did a lot with very little. It's very amazing. And they really turned it out. Yeah.
I would say another, I'm not giving awards, but if I was, the thing that really also stood out about Ripem is they had some of the best makeup all season.
Absolutely.
True.
Every look was a different face, painted to perfection, really, really stellar makeup all season.
Absolutely. It was very close between Ivana and Ripem in terms of like best mug of the season. I think it was just, you know, Ripem is just next level makeup artistry. But like Ivana is so quintessentially unique. It's just so cool.
Well, there could be a best mug and a best makeup.
It's true.
Because that's kind of two
best
things,
makeup artist, MUA.
Nuanced.
We're changing the rules.
I think we should do, the next time we do Crafty Beaver, we should do the Thrifty Beaver, where we give them all $5 and send them to a thrift store. And they have to come back with a Ripem look. We'll call it the Ripem Thrifty Beaver.
Yeah, the Ripem Thrifty Beaver. Also, I've always wanted to see on like a drag reality show a logistics award of like you only have this one small suitcase. You have to fit all of your drag, everything you put on in this one tiny box. That's it. You're like, because that's literally planning for the show. Like you have to fit it all in nothing. It's so hard.
Unless you drive, and then you got that
and
advantage.
And then you have a truck. Yeah, I know.
No.
Okay, moving on. We've got Stevie Phoenix. Wow. Stevie Phoenix was just such a delight all season. This look, again, really pushes the point of view. Like, Stevie has such a strong, maybe political, but like just strong point of view that they want to get a message across. About the trans journey, and I think it was very brave of them to do their intergalactics thing, and then like wear a crown of hypodermic needles, and then do a live shot of T on stage. That was wild.
Yeah, wow. We didn't know that was going to happen. So it was really cool to see. It was very powerful in person, and I'm glad that it portrayed on. I think it portrayed on camera as powerful as well. Yeah, Stevie does not shy away from a message, and really has used this platform to like really showcase his point of view on a lot of things and make a statement.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% in agreement and behind everything that he's done on the show.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that reminds me of last season's winner. Miss Texas was very political as well, and always had a message behind most of her look.
Well, drag and politics has always been sort of...
They go hand in hand.
Together, yeah.
Yeah. I was so impressed with Stevie all season. I was really, really impressed with all of their looks and their message, and the syringe tiara just put it over the edge for me. I was like, that was killer.
A lot of tiaras. There was also the coat hanger tiara. It was like a lot of...
Oh, yeah.
They're like the king of making crowns out of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. I love to see it.
And also really cool makeup for that finale look, too. It was very intergalactic.
Mm-hmm.
so cool. And oh yeah. I'm giving him Stevie Phoenix also the most underrated award because I think I really could have seen them in the top 3, and I almost feel like if things had just gone just a little different, he would have been there for sure. But just like it was so consistent every time, so good. Drag kings in general, especially in a drag queen world, are always underrated, and I always have to remind myself to check my own misogyny, my own point of view. So I'm just like, ugh, what a talented guy, what a talented performer, what a talented magician of drag. I just want to congratulate them.
Yes.
Yes. And if you notice the first couple episodes, even though he wasn't in the top, he was like got that extra shout out mention because they were so good. Like all of his looks all season were great. Went home on a technicality because we have to make hard choices, and at that point it was not an easy decision, and we had to look at everything and watch the episode if you want to see what happens. But anyway, I felt bad about it, but I also even watching it now, I feel like it was the right decision. However,
it's a competition.
It's still an uneasy feeling, because you don't want to send someone hiking on such a great look and a great story. It just could have been written in a different way to actually turn it into a ghost story. But anyway, but it was fantastic. I'd still give it 10 out of 10. Oh yeah,
it's so good. And I believe we have some picks for Mr. Stevie.
Ooh.
Selena?
Me! I'm a pick. I pick Stevie.
Yes, Selena. Stevie is Selena Vyle's pick. Also, Miss Kitty Litter ATX's pick.
Ooh.
Yes, congratulations, Stevie. You are well loved. Moving on to the Hanna-Barbera. Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, she looks like a reindeer. I almost thought this was like another Christmas in July look at first. I was like, right. Maybe she had this in her suitcase just as a backup. But it was gorgeous. It was glampy Hannah. I don't think we really saw a real glampy version of her yet. And she was so gorgeous, and I don't know. I just really liked it. Good for you, Hannah. And another animal. Yeah, always an animal.
Yes, exactly. That's what she did. Is she, like, for the finale, she still kept the animal theme, but she made it glamour. And that's not what we're used to. That's not the makeup we're used to seeing her in. Yeah. It's not the silhouette we're used to seeing her in. And she was like, I'm going to come out in the finale in a beautiful gown, but I got to do it my way with the antlers. Yeah. I love that.
And if you really look, the antlers have these little plush charms hanging from them, little things. And they represent all of the talent shows for the whole season, all the looks, all the badges. Yeah, if you follow Hannah on Instagram, there's always, after each episode, they'll post their picture with the little charm of what it was. So each of those things hanging from the antlers represents one of the episodes of the season and one of their looks of the season. Yeah, it was very, very smart and very subtle. But I love that, all season she came out in these crazy characters and animals and whatever. And then for the finale, it was like, nope, it's the finale.
Yeah.
A red carpet dress,
like the stag, like the stag or whatever, like the king of the forest, she was always a magical forest creature. Would have killed that challenge, magical woodland creatures.
Oh my gosh, right?
And also,
and she got most congenial.
Also, yes, congratulations, Hanna-Barbera. You won Miss Congeniality, the most congenial award. Congratulations. Yes. I mean, really such a sweetheart. Like, so nice. Like, endlessly nice. Really nice person and just great to be around. And supportive as well. And also, I just wanted to bring up so many of the outfits that she had created and brought. she had made herself, or like envisioned at least in her brain. And I would give her the craftiest beaver award as well, because that stuff she came up with, wow, like just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got a kooky mind.
And that brings us to our top 3. Lulu Crystals, Patty Beret, and Nutella Fitzgerald. My goodness, what a top 3 you have chosen. Like, they are
it's on,
slick.
bitches.
These 3 are so consistent. Like, I remember in my season, it kind of became a weird game of me versus Clinica, because we were just doing so well. But in this season, you had 3 front runners. And I really didn't know who was going to take it in the end, because it really could have gone any way.
Yeah,
I would even put Stevie in the category of front runners, because they never won a category, but they were always very high.
And Hannah as well.
Yes.
Like, those 2 were very, like, right on their tail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Stevie was in contention several times, but of the top 2 every episode, 1 or 2 of our top 3 were in the top 2 every episode. So really, to have a top 3 like that is unprecedented. I think I'm definitely for Camp Wannakiki. I don't know, for any show to have like 3 contestants that dominated really so much, without really, dominated, but didn't seem to, at least in my opinion. I still feel like every episode, everybody did so well. So it wasn't like they were overshadowing everyone. They were just a step ahead. You know what I mean?
No, they really did a great job. I mean, all 3 of them. Speaking of Lulu Crystals, I'm going, okay, let's talk about the looks. This is wow. It was almost like an Ivana Pizza look. It was straight out of the desert in Australia. What do you call Priscilla, Queen of the Desert moment. It was gorgeous.
That headpiece, oh my God, was beautiful.
She was amazing. I'm giving her the Sally Hansen Polished Award.
Sally
because of nail polish. Anyway, I got it. Lulu just gave us supreme polish just the entire season. Even when she wasn't like in the top, it was like gag-worthy like looks, you know.
Yeah.
Her looks were impeccably made, and this finale look was so beautiful, and it had a reveal, and it was a fun little spin around reveal, kind of reminiscent of Tora Hyman from season 2, she spun out into the rose dress, but she was like the bouquet, and it was lovely. And then the dress had all the vines on it, and then the white flowy. I thought it was just really cool. And as a finale, show-stopping finale look, it was perfect. It was perfect for Lulu.
It was so good. I've also like to give her the Best Nepo Baby Award. We had a whole bunch of Nepo babies. But I think Lulu takes the cake because Lulu broke the Denver curse and brought.
She did.
Her drag mom better be goddamn proud of her, because holy moly, like, wow.
She did so well this season. She brought so many incredible looks. She was very funny consistently in the dailies. I love this look. I love the headpiece. But I don't know if you're going to predict what I'm about to say. But
you like the white fabric.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of it. I feel like it could have been, I don't know, cellophane or something.
I hate to tell you, white fabric was my nickname in high school.
I know this. That's why I hate it.
Anyway, I just love Lulu. So good. I mean, to make it to the top 3 is just so hard. And it is such a bonding experience for the top 3 as well, where you just have to sit on a secret for a year where you're like, okay. And when season ends, the competition doesn't end for you. You're still in competition for another year. Just like sitting there like, okay.
Yeah, because they don't know who wins. We film each person winning, and then we sit on it and wait, and we don't tell anybody because we don't want the surprise to get out.
Yeah.
Also, we don't have to make a decision right away because let me tell you, that last talent show, we are drinking.
There's no point
Good.
to make the
Good.
decision. Yeah, and also it allows us all just to come away feeling good. Up next we have Patty Beret coming out in a lampshade look, which is just gorgeous. Would look amazing next to my couch look in a living room. We're starting to create the whole Camp Wannakiki living room set, season by season.
Well, if you think about it, her dress was kind of like a little side chair with the lamp beside it.
Oh, it's so fun.
Your living room would clash with all the different fabrics and textiles.
We'd get Flapjack with the television in the corner. I mean, like, this is like everybody.
Yes. Oh my God. It's perfect.
Patty has been so consistent the whole season, and she never misses. Her looks are always so polished and so specific, and the details are just right. There's never too much. I loved everything she brought, her entire package.
Yeah, this look was so over the top glampy. And then when you just have the wig that's styled like a giant light bulb, just added that little, amped up the camp, so to speak. It was a spectacular look. And honestly, I was gagged when it came out because it was a gag worthy dress, but I wasn't surprised that Patty would have something gag worthy. So
it was amazing. All three of the finalists really brought stunning stuff. Patty Beret is also the winner of the most amped camper, which is the highest average Cult Wannakiki amps. 9.25 amps.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Patty slayed this season. Yeah. I mean, I thought like the front runner from the start of the season. And then kind of
from episode started
that way.
Kind of had a couple of stumbles, which were, I mean, in the telling of the story, like, I think actually built a lot of character for her,
And she also showed a lot of vulnerability this season too. Like, she really had a couple of moments. One moment in one of the Rec Room episodes, I think it was the water sports, where all the campers are talking about, their sobriety journeys, and that was very, very powerful, very moving, really, was very vulnerable. And then this last episode 9, with the drag story hour, because she's had some issues with people protesting her drag story hour. So she likes to play the villain, and she does that very well. But we all know she's just a little
Patty's the bitch. Pass it on.
Patty's the bitch.
I love that she had that reputation of being a little bit of a villain, but she always acknowledged it, and she would lean into it in a fun way and not in a necessarily mean way. And I love what she said at the end, during her speech during her runway, saying, "And then I learned." Actually, I didn't have time to do any self-reflecting.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was funny. Yes.
Patty.
Yeah,
very aware, so talented. I saw her in the top from the start. It was like, if she doesn't get to the top, I will be very, very surprised. And finally, we have Nutella Fitzgerald. Another Nepo baby, Rita Taro's drag spawn.
Yeah.
This look is everything. I mean, it's just a flowing film strip of glamour. It speaks very well to her character, too. The old movie starlet housewife trope she does.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
It did bring it back to episode 1 when we were introduced to Nutella, and she's talking about how her aesthetic is very old Hollywood glam without the racism. And then to have all of these characters throughout the season that would be like little vignettes of movies or shows or whatever, and then you get the end where she's got the fin across the dress and it lit up, and it was so breathtaking. Can I tell you, in person, it blew us away when she came out, because we hadn't seen it. But then added that little campy element with, like, you know, the popcorn and the chocolate bar with the Camp Wannakiki logo. You're going to the movies. It was just mwah, perfect.
It was perfection. It was glamour. It was camp. I think it was such a hit. So good. So well done and so specific to her,
and Ms.
too.
Nutella Fitzgerald is winning the Best Track Record Award. She had 3 wins in the talent show, 1 activity win, and she wasn't in the bottom even 1 time. So Ms. Nutella actually is the best track record of this season. So that's congratulations. Amazing job. It's hard. Job. It's hard. And that brings us to the finale. Does anyone have anything to say before we get to the big winner?
The big wiener.
Big wiener.
Great to have Miss Texas back. I think she's always a delight to see on screen. She's so funny. That hot dog look was so stupid, and the speech
her little speech.
So dumb.
Yes, her speech was amazing. I mean, she really turned it. She brought 2 full looks to the show to crown our new camp.
And then she was on the horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
She came a couple of days early and kind of helped out a little bit. So she was hanging out with us for a couple of days and was able to go on the horse farm as well, which we got a kick out of. And the farm really loved it because that horse, they like to dress up, and it had its mane was braided and had the tutu and everything. It was also freaking huge. That horse was so big when you see Miss Texas, who's not tiny, on this huge horse. But then her look for the talent show, it was so great to have Miss Texas back. So it was really fun.
Oh, that's so good. And then we get to announce our new camp champ. All 3 were so deserving, but I'm so glad that we decided to choose Nutella Fitzgerald for a winner, and our first truly POC winner of Camp Wannakiki, which is long overdue.
That's right, yeah.
The world was very happy about that, I think, and just in general, Nutella 100% deserved this win. Best track record, so solid, so campy.
And so funny. She had such good jokes in the dailies.
Yes.
So fun to watch.
Yeah, and just with all of the characters that she brought too. She had all these expressions and she really got into it. She and Patty and Unique really, and others too, Stevie I'd put up there too, but really got the whole concept that this is a talent show. You're not just modeling a look.
Yeah.
Show us who this person is, who this character is. And I think that she really nailed it with the facial expressions and the mannerisms. Yeah, great. And there was also a couple of looks that she didn't in the top, but could have been, because she's also right up there. So,
right.
Absolutely. There was so many incredible looks this season. It was just a really strong season. Camp Wannakiki just continues to grow and get bigger in concept, and the campers are clearly watching. I don't know about you, Betty, what you think of from my perspective, just watching the last couple seasons, I see some campers just I think even taking cues from people from my season, even myself, sometimes oh, they're doing me right now. And I'm just so flattered. I'm so flattered by that. It just means so much. And the show has gotten so good. I just wish the world would appreciate camp drag a little bit more.
I know. I know. Tell me about it. It's the best show that nobody's watching. No, it's great. Every year I know from our perspective, we try to invest a little bit more in making the quality better. We're not a production company. It's just a small
Right.
team that's putting it together. So there's still glitches here and there, but we do want to amp up the camp with the daily activities. We want to, get more creative with the opening skits, for example. Cherry and I had a lot of fun with the opening skits this season.
They were really good.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good.
we have a
Congratulations.
Tony Tordian in Milwaukee. He does a lot of our writing for us, so he's fabulous. And then, so the campers are also every season amping up their camp, and I tell you, it's getting
Mhm.
harder to judge too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah.
close this season. There's so many
Yeah.
good campers. All across
Yes.
the
My
board.
goodness. I mean, I'm so glad that you have created this show, Miss Betty. I mean, I think that's a big thing. Everyone should pay homage to the Sugar Baker sisters, as much as you like to call them the sugar boogers, and you know, complain about this and that, and like the nature of competition. If they weren't creating the show, it wouldn't be here. The show is such a labor of love. I do think it's fair to pull back the curtain a little bit and say, like, yeah, this show does not have the budget of Drag Race or even Dragula.
uh,
So like when you compare Camp Wannakiki to those shows, it's kind of doing a bit of a disservice to the love that they bring to the show, and also all of the campers. Like,
that's so true,
we're
and yet
doing our job.
we're still so much better than those other shows.
And
Yeah.
we turn out some incredible stuff. You cannot say that there are not some incredible looks that have come
Yeah.
from Camp One.
Hillary, I do appreciate you mentioning that from the bottom of my heart. It is a labor of love, and a lot of people don't realize, like, we don't make much money from the show. In fact, the first 3 seasons were on YouTube, and we just paid it. I mean, YouTube, but I think in the 6 years since we've been on YouTube, we might have combined made enough ad revenue to pay for one episode of one season. So we didn't do it
Mm,
for the money. But we were getting to the point after season 3 that we're kind of questioning. We had season 4 cast. We're getting ready to your season, Hillary, and that's when we got in contact with OutTV, and we're like, hey, this might be the last season, because I love the show, I love doing it, but I can't just keep writing
Funding.
checks for this.
yeah,
I'm a business person. It's not making me any money, and I don't even have to make
yeah,
money. I just don't want to lose money. Um,
yeah.
so LTV's been great. They paid for it, but it's not a huge budget. I mean, they basically pay for the show, the expenses and stuff. But it is a full-time job. Like, we're working on editing year round, and then we're working on the next season at the same time. But it's fun, and I would not change it for the world. I love doing it. I love the thrill that it gives people to see drag represented that is not what you see on some of the other shows. And it's funny that
Yeah.
some of the other shows are getting a little more campy the last couple of years.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And so I'm going to take 100% credit for that. So
You should.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I'm so happy that the show exists. I am over the moon still to be part of the legacy of your show. So thank you for
Aw.
casting me. I remember even my first application to you, I wrote like in the margins, just like, I know I'm from Canada, so this seems a little bit weird, but I'll try and make it happen.
When
And I did.
when
So
we were pitching the show to Out TV, it was after we had cast your season, and we're like, hey, we even have a Canadian, so you'll have
Woo!
at least one viewer.
it was me.
It was you. I do have an announcement, though, since we're
Oh yeah.
talking. Yeah, since we're talking about the season and how it's grown and stuff. Unfortunately, we are taking a year off. So
Okay, yeah.
we would normally be filming in the coming couple of weeks for the next season. We are going to take a year off. People have been asking about, when's auditions, stuff like that. Um,
Hmm.
and we didn't want to announce it during the season because we didn't want to take away from the season, but we are indeed taking a year off. So you will not see us next summer. We might do some stuff for the YouTube channel. We'll just see how we feel.
Yeah.
But Mama needs a
Yeah.
break. Mama needs a little break,
Yes.
and then we'll come back bigger and stronger than ever.
Great.
Well, congratulate. I mean, well deserved, I think. You know, when you're such a small production team and you're essentially running a Hamburger Mary's restaurant business and also, you know, the owners of the franchise. I mean, you've got a lot
Burger
on your plate.
moguls is the correct
Burger moguls,
terminology.
a lot of stuff on your plate there. My goodness, I it would just go round the clock, Camp Wannakiki. So can't I mean congratulations on creating the show. Take a well-deserved break, and I hope that Camp Wannakiki comes back stronger in the future. That I'm so excited. I'm so
Yes.
excited to hear that it's not going away and you still love it. That's an
Yeah,
important thing for everyone to hear.
Because
You
I
know,
need
of
time to
course.
audition.
yeah. Selena needs time to
Plenty of time.
audition.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it. That's a whole season. Season 6 of Camp Wannakiki is done. We are done with this review. Cult Wannakiki is done finally too. I get to take a break. It's been
Yay.
like 2.5 months of, you know, 8 to 10 hours of work a week doing this.
Also
Like it's a
labor.
lot.
Also,
It's a lot of work.
People don't realize it's not like you just sit in front and you kiki for an hour and get some content and put it. No, for every minute of TV time is like at least a half an hour or an hour of work.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of work. So even doing, you know, podcasts and review shows like you and some others, and it's kudos to y'all for doing that, you know. And we appreciate you reviewing Camp Wannakiki and being kind of nice about it. So
absolutely. Well, I told you last year I was going to do this, and and I just thought that there needed to be someone talking about the show. Um, and Miss Kitty did it for a while, and Alexis Bells did it for a season, and you know someone needed to carry on the torch. Will I continue for the next season if there's a next season? I don't know. I hope somebody takes the torch from me. I'm tired too. So
well, hey,
we'll see.
we've got a whole new crop of campers now. So
Exactly.
how about you could come on as a guest, because you know what? After this is done right now, I get to take this shit off and I don't have to worry about this until you've done all the work and you put it together.
Exactly. Now it all becomes me sitting in front of a computer like I am now editing for a long time. So forget it.
But you get to look at me and Selena.
That's
I
right.
know. That is a really good thing.
So
That is a really good thing. Well, make sure to check out also Squirrel Talk. Selena and I have talked with all of the previous hikers about their experience on Camp Wannakiki. You can find Squirrel Talk at sonar.com or on Apple, iTunes, or Spotify, anything like that.
Yeah, we will be
buy a
taking with the
t-shirt,
top
buy
two.
a mug at campwannakiki.com, whatever you want. We've got a tipping link below in case you want to give us a final tip out and thank us for all of our hard work during this season. I would appreciate it, but not necessary.
Ooh.
We love what we do.
Hold that mug up again, Hillary.
Yes.
Hold that mug. Just so the viewers know that we split the profits with the campers for
It's
all the
true.
merch. So yeah, go online and buy merch from Hillary and all the campers because they get a cut of that. So
Yeah. Support your favorite
yeah,
camper. They get a cut of it. It's great.
they get half. We split it with them. So yeah.
If you want to follow Betty and Cherry, Sugar Bakers, Sugar Baker Twins on Instagram, they have their website. Selena, of course, Selena Vyle on Instagram. I think that's your main social media, Selena, yes?
There is.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'm so tired. I need to get out of drag now, too.
Yeah. And then you gotta get to editing. Get to work.
Thank
Get
you
to
so
work.
much. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuned in for this season of Camp Wannakiki and Cult Wannakiki. Love you so much. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Betty. What a
Thanks,
moment.
Hillary.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to Do you wanna kiki? Do you wanna kiki? Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult. Okay, that's enough. Yeah.